Walking up here, I've got enough people just outside. They ain't got nowhere to go. But we have empty houses sitting there. Thousands of homes sitting there empty.
Tax the rich!
Shame on food! Shame on food! Shame on food! Shame on food!
I'm Vicky.
And I'm Glama.
In the heart of
the fourth largest city in North America and one of the fastest growing cities in the world. Toronto is scheduled to grow a whopping 36% by the year 2041, but our housing stores is only scheduled to grow 32.5%. So that discrepancy means that a lot of people will be without a roof over their heads. Now, before the pandemic, if you did not have a genie in a bottle, you probably didn't have a place to live. It's already been done in British Columbia and Melbourne, Australia. Toronto might be the next city to enact the vacant housing tax.
So we're here at Toronto City Hall where exactly a week ago the City of Toronto recommended a vacant home tax levy. So if passed, this tax will deter homeowners from hoarding unused real estate and instead sell or rent that unused property. According to the city, this would help boost the housing supply here in the city, and the tax revenue generated will also be put towards affordable housing projects.
Today, ACORN Canada, concerned citizens are amassing here at City Hall to encourage councillors to do just that, enact the vacant housing tax. We're going to talk to them. We're going to find out what's going on.
Absolutely. Please subscribe to our In24 YouTube channel, and if you haven't already, msmu.me, where you can watch all of our content on demand for free.
Now, we know these homeowners deserve no sympathy. And I'm an empathetic person, but I have no sympathy for someone who can be in this city and accept the fact that people don't have access to affordable homes.
If I was a single occupant of a household, I could not afford to live by myself in this town, and it's wrong. How am I going to build a life? How am I going to grow within our greater community if I have to worry about buying food or paying rent? If I have to worry about, can I get the internet this month? Can I pay my phone bill? Or do I have to pay my rent? Because the rent's not stopping. It's not.
I'm with the ACORN organization. I became a member because I relocated here into the city of Toronto as a retired person. When I started looking at the price of rent, I was in shock. I, as a 30-year retired employee, could not afford an apartment on my own. I have to live with one of my children.
People come to our markets because they're tired. And it's awfully sad when you have seniors that are being intimidated by landlords, seniors that the landlord won't do the repairs in their place. So then it becomes a problem of liability. And you know, there's no need for it. This is not the way to treat human beings. Kids treat each other better than that. And so we're out here fighting for them to make sure and put this vacant tax in place, because we already know that it can raise money. Vancouver has done it. And the amount of money they've raised, that puts that money into the affordable housing pocket. They can't say that they don't have any money, because when they need to do something, they come to the committee and get that budget change.
Now, we know in 2016 that the City of Toronto first proposed having a tax on vacant properties. The city studied this notion, and we've seen it work in Vancouver. We've seen them bring in almost more than $39 million since they instituted the vacant property tax. Now, it's very simple. Every person who owns a home or condo needs to complete a Form H here in Vancouver declaring if someone's living there or not. That's it. They have brought in to the budget for affordable housing over $39 million. And you know, the enforcement is not complicated. Like I was saying, all the homeowner has to do, complete a bit of paperwork. Boom, done. And also, if they find that you lied, the city will charge them up to $10,000 a day until they rectify the situation. City Hall keeps saying they ain't got no money.
So what brings you to City Hall today? Why is this vacant housing tax something that matters to you?
Well, to start, I have come to City Hall for the last 10 years. I'm a regular at the City Hall meetings, and I'm also a big supporter of ACORN for this event, and particularly since there's a topic of discussion inside an executive committee today. They're debating how to properly tax those empty units in the condominium towers all across the city to fund some of the housing, social housing initiatives, because that's where we have a problem to finance immediately housing for so many people that are living in incumbents. And every day people are being evicted by the landlord-tenant tribunal. It's so sad what's going on right now.
How many more people
Shame
are
on
here?
Steve Clark. Where's Steve Clark? We just want to see this guy. Where is he?
He's never around when you need
Where's
him.
Steve? He's supposed to be in there. What happens to Steve? Where is Steve?
I joined ACORN because I met somebody on the street that asked me a question and asked me if I knew about ACORN. Since I was new to the area, they were willing to tell me about ACORN, and I immediately started going to meetings. And again, affordable is not affordable by most people's standards. Market, 100% market rent is not affordable. For who? People above? What about the people here? Low and moderate income people need relief.
Yes!
Relief.
Yeah.
And like the Nabi said, it's a shame to see properties sitting vacant.
Shame!
And the government did their own study?
Yeah.
They did their own study, and they have an example in front of you. Don't invent the wheel. Don't reinvent it. You have the, as you would call it, the footwork, the framework. There's no reason why it can't be done here in Ontario.
Yep.
There's no reason why it can't be done here in Ontario.
Yes.
If the government hadn't cut a lot of programs that were out there when they came into office, our lovely premier, we wouldn't be in the situation that we're in now. Because it's now come back to bite you in the butt. Every cut you've made has impacted everybody, and COVID has just took the Band-Aid open. Pandora's box is open. Pandora's box open. And now you're struggling now you really know what your constituents are going through, because they're out here every single day fighting for their rights, for their human rights.
Listen to the people.
Fight! Yeah.
For the people. You have beautiful homes to live. You don't have to worry about that in your house because you just call somebody. People have been living in this crap long before COVID.
Yep.
Why stretch out deadlines for programs to save people's lives? You have an opportunity to make this right. You have an opportunity to make this right. Vancouver can do it. Why can't Toronto? Why? Give us a reason why.
So I'm with Nalini here. She wrote some very powerful words on the concrete. Can you tell us what you wrote?
Homes over profit. Thank you from the people of Ontario.
And tell us more about the statement.
The reason is because I've noticed a lot of issues around the city where there's developers either wanting to build new places where there's like basically break down an old place and rebuild, or they want to kick tenants out to renovate and then jack up the rent, and then there's people left basically in a state of poverty in a sense because of somebody else's greed for profit. And I think it's unfair because it's only making the city worse, it's making mental health worse, and it's also making poverty worse as well too because there's more people end up homeless.
Yeah. There are vacant properties all over this city that are just sitting there. The rents go up, our wages don't go up, the support from the city does not increase, but somehow every year my landlord sends me another email saying they want more money.
So you made a speech. Why does this matter right now?
Because I'm poor, and I'm going to stay poor unless we get affordable housing in this city.
With foreign investors especially buying real estate, so it is estimated that they own about 38 billion of Toronto's real estate. So what are your thoughts on foreigners coming in to invest in our property and affect people who actually reside in the city?
I think they should rethink their plans of where they choose to build their units. I think it's unfair to the citizens of Ontario as well too because you are, to me, it's sorry, I'm just having a brain fart moment. Okay. Sorry. As I said, I think it's unfair because it's not giving people the chance to establish themselves, and it's taking away their opportunity for doing that. Because it's making things unaffordable, and with the way unemployment is as well too in the city, it's not. It doesn't overweigh the other in a sense of being something profitable. So I think it's wrong. And I think that they need to rethink their plans and think about the people that they're, the homes that they're damaging, and the lives that are affected by this, because it's more than just, adults, it's kids involved in this as well too, right? Definitely. Even people that are on disability as well too. It's unfair. Like where do they expect people to go on the street that's in a wheelchair, right? It's unfair, and it's actually quite disturbing to be seeing what's really happening with the city, right? So I think there needs to be some changes.
So we need City Hall to not delay implementing this vacant home tax. Yes. They've had years to study it. Do they hesitate to tax the poor? No. Do they wait 4 or 5 years, try to figure out?
No.
Try to make people feel comfortable? No. So they need to start taxing the rich. Act now.
Act now. Act now! Act now! Act now! Act now! Act now!
So there should be no tolerance for landlords who shelter only their own wealth. People need affordable housing. Now! Now!
Even despite this supposed break on rent, what happened with that? Did you receive a break on rent?
I didn't get no break on rent.
You're still waiting for that break?
I'm still waiting for that break. That did not happen for me. I even had to talk to my landlord. She tried to raise the rent in April. I work in the hospitality sector. I'm a server. I'm studying wine, trying to diversify my skill set so I can potentially make some money. But at this point, my bosses have to take out loans to pay their rent. So who knows if they're going to make it for when we can actually get back to whatever normal looks like in the future. So who do I call about this break on rent?
Do you have any predictions about what the executive committee will decide at the end of the day?
I hope they do what's right. To be quite honest with you, I mean, having a home is a human right, and I don't feel that people should be having to come out of their way to do this. But at the end of the days, we're coming out here for the people that can't come here and fight for the same cause. And, hopefully next time if something like this or even a different cause happens, more people come out, to hear our voices because something needs to change, right?
Yes. So you're clearly a very engaged citizen. So people who are watching, what are ways that they could get involved with a cause like this? A cause to help people who are
come out, sign petitions, just be present in this, right? Just help support it because at the end of the day is whether it's me or whether it's you, it could be anybody, right? It could be somebody you know that's, you know, having the same issue, and they could, you know, they would regret not being in this position to be able to make a change for somebody else, right? And it doesn't cost you, it just costs you your time, right? So I think that hopefully it makes a change.
So we are here today to let you know, because rich investors, big landlords and developers, property speculators are making the housing crisis worse, not better, worse by keeping the units empty when people could be living in them. This is winter. This is COVID. They're tearing down 10 cities all over the place. Where are they putting the people? Where are you putting the people? It's disgraceful, and I hope not any one of you can close your eyes at night. You should have to go through the same thing. Go stay at one of those units. Go stay at one of those units. Check out the units that your tenants are living in, your constituents that you represent. Most of you wouldn't put your foot in the door. Most of you would not put your foot in the door. You walk by buildings like that, but yet you want your constituents to live in their rat-infested, pest-infested places. Tenants are struggling to pay rent, to put food on the table for their children.
No COVID evictions! No COVID evictions! No COVID evictions! No COVID evictions!
No COVID evictions is right. Now, it's time for you to step up. Step up, Toronto. Step up. Tax the vacant units. Tax the vacant units. Use the money for affordable housing.
Housing right now. They've got to stop trying to push the people out of their neighborhoods and their communities. You know, they have to stop doing that. And there's too much of that going on now. You know, so like I'm sure you've seen all over the news in the last couple of weeks, we've been out there in different areas, landlords taking over buildings, giving the people notices, and you know what I mean? Like, no heart. There's no humanity, and it's time for them to step up. Bottom line, we're not accepting there's no money. You know, we're not accepting. Don't tell us there's no money. Don't tell us about the COVID debt. People were in debt long before COVID and have been asking for you guys to help, and nobody wants to lend a helping hand. So we'll do it on our own. You know, we'll have to join everybody, get everybody, go en masse, right? And call them out. And that's the way to keep pressure on them. And other allies come along and join the fight. So I thank you for that. Yes, thank you.
So final question, do you have any predictions about what
subsidizing housing right now, ladies and gentlemen?
Any predictions about what the executive committee will say today?
And Andrew's gonna take it from there. Thank you so much.
We never know, but sometimes somebody's listening, and we're just hoping that they will do their job and pass it. You know, they're quick to pass, like I said, other bills. They were, you know, they got that COVID bill through, that bill through during COVID. So, you know, I'm just hoping that they'll do the right thing, and just to let them know people are watching. Right? They have to face the people at some point. So, like I said, we'll be watching, and a lot of other people will be watching as well. And, you know, no excuses. There's no excuses. That will be acceptable if they don't. So we just have to find another avenue, right? Always find another avenue. When one door closes, another one opens. So you just keep pushing it. It's only right thing to do. It's human right. It's only a natural. Like I'm tired of seeing the stories on TV. Mothers living in their cars with their children. Come on. That's ridiculous. And you guys are all up in yours? No. That's why people show up to your homes. That's why people rally outside their homes, to let them know, and their neighbors, that they're not treating the people properly. Even if you're not in that situation, there's thousands and thousands of people in Ontario. You see it on the news every day, so it's not like you have blinders on, you know what I mean? If you have a heart and a conscience, then you will speak up, right?
Yes, thank you so much, Ms.
No problem.
I really appreciate it.
Keep making the noise. We're going to keep bringing attention to it because it's disgraceful. This is 2020. This is 2020. Serve parks and fight for your people.
The fight is not over. The fight is not over.
Work for the people. Vote your conscience if you have one.
From a fiscally sound policy perspective, increased taxation is never advisable. However, the prospect of behavioral changes among landlords, coupled with the increased revenue possibilities, makes the vacant housing tax bylaw a real possibility.
If the staff report goes through today, the vacant house law will go to the City Council on December 16th and the 17th. And if successful, the vacant home law will be implemented 2022.
We will definitely keep watching this story and report back to all of you. So thanks for tuning in. It's been Glama
and Vicky
for In24 News.
Thank you.